This is our second time here, and we'll be here at the end of the year as well. Dallas does it right, man. They turn up in droves. We had 734 players here this weekend. I know the last time we were in Dallas, we had a lot of players too. Looking forward to coming back here. We'll see if Nathan's gonna be the champion. He's off to a great start here with an Elvish Mystic.
Yeah, and when you talk about matchups and obs on control, the kind of things you have to, it's hard to talk about what our good and bad matchups are because all your matchups are pretty reasonable. So you kind of instead talk about what your good and bad cards are and if you can draw them at the right time. In this matchup, John's hoping to get away from cards like Fleece Mainline. He's really big on Heroes Downfalls, obs on Charms. Siege Rhino, of course, is always good, but he's looking at the Elspeth end of the deck and trying to be definitely more of control here.
I definitely agree with you. There are specific cards. This one always good as well.
Thoughtseize. Well, actually interesting. So Thoughtseize is not always good, but this is a Thoughtseize matchup. If you look here, for example, if he didn't have the Thoughtseize, this Xenagos would be a huge problem for the deck.
No. I wouldn't be surprised if Xenagos is the selection here with the Thoughtseize for Lim.
Hard to see him taking something else.
That's Arca, Stormbreath, Dragon. Those cards are both good, obviously, and a couple of lands over there. But we'll see what he ends up selecting.
So what John has to do in the matchup is he has to make sure he's pairing his removal to the right cards. You know, you can't leave up Obs on Charm for Stormbreath Dragon, that sort of thing. You have to leave Downfalls for that. Thoughtseize, well, that can hit anything as long as you get it before they cast it.
Take a draw. A Genesis Hydra. Genesis Hydra is... So it's weird to say that's like a curve filler right now because I don't want to. I don't
play it at 7.
I don't want a Hydra for 2.
Yeah, it's very slow in this matchup because John is kind of on a lot of times is on the kill everything plan. That said, if the game gets into a later game or a mid game, you know those turns 6 through 10, Genesis Hydra is very good. It gets 2 cards.
He's gonna catch Genesis Hydra here. I mean, there are hits. Oh wow.
That's good.
That is
did hit.
So lucky.
When he went Genesis Hydra on 2, I was surprised. I mean, if he had a Nykthos, I might have been more game, but no, Nathan showing us up.
Yeah. The pattern I wanted to play that turn if I was Nathan is I wanted to just attack for 1, next turn play Stormbreath, next turn play Genesis Hydra.
Well, actually, let's go back here. I think the reason you do this, Nathan can't play Stormbreath next turn.
And short on red mana?
He's short on red. So he's just, it's not like saying, oh, next turn I can play my threats. It's that I don't have any action. This is the only thing I can do.
Well, John doesn't have any action because he's short on lands, so.
Could be punishing.
He's going to draw a card here.
But remember, he's got another turn. Nathan actually can't cast anything this turn.
I think he has a mountain in his hand, so I don't think that's true.
Oh, yeah. He has basic mountain? Okay, you are absolutely right. He's got mountain, temple. He gets to pick between a Stormbreath this turn and a Natarka next turn.
Yeah, well, we're going to the skies. We're just casting Stormbreath Dragon.
Yep. There's the 4/4. John can take a hit or 2 off this. He'll trade. Remember, every card's he's just trading. Every card's a kill spell, at least as most as it can be.
There's a passing of the turn. We're going to go Lim's way. I mean, this game ends if he doesn't draw lands. Now, he drew a Plains, which is fortunate, but the Hero's Downfall is not on right now. There's a Fleece Mainline. You get to fly over that, pass the turn back.
Yeah, it looks like he's got Elspeth, Wingmate Rock, Siege Rhino. Stormbreath Dragon matches up very well against John's hand, and in all honesty, is likely just going to kill him. Fleece Main, and I talked about good cards and bad cards in the matchup. Fleece Main very weak here.
Yeah, Fleece Main is quite poor in this matchup. This is one of the matchups where Fleece Main is just not very good.
It doesn't do anything. Nathan doesn't care that John is at 3/3. John will almost never be ahead on the damage race, and it blocks next to nothing. This is a card that goes out. John on 6 cards, you know, couldn't be too picky, but it looks like he had a hand that was light on lands and heavy on Fleece Main Lions. It's the kind of 6 that you keep because, yeah, it's got a scry land, it's got 2 lands, one's a scry land, it's got things they can cast, but you kind of keep it knowing that it's the wrong hand for the matchup.
John, going to do some counting here to see, can you cast Dragon Lord or Tarka? You can, no more, thank you. Nathan Fabilenia is going to win game number 1 here over John Lim. Green Red Dragons does win game 1 over Obzon Control. Pretty straightforward stuff there. Obzon had a little difficulty with mana, and Nathan Straw was good enough.
Yeah, it's not even actually the Dragon Lord or Tarka. It's that Nathan will untap Monstrosity the Stormbreath and kill him.
Yep, and we know what this deck is capable of when it has a lot of mana. It can go the Tarka route, it can go the Monstrosity and Stormbreath Dragon route. Either way, pretty simple win there for Nathan. He's up a game, 1 win away from taking the title. We're going to take a look at the sideboards here between these 2 players. We will start with John Lim. He's got a Jamoka's Command, 2 Ultimate Price, and a Johnny Mentor of Heroes, and it's a World Waker, a Soren Solemn Visitor, an Ugin the Spirit Dragon, a Crux of Fate, 3 Drowning Sorrows, 2 Self-Inflicted Wounds, and 2 Duress.
So to me, John's sideboard has been very interesting for this event. Now, one good part about Obzon Control is it usually gains a lot out of sideboarding. This Planeswalker package is interesting. And so first we'll start with the removal. John wants to be a removal spell deck. Almost all of Nathan's cards are monocolored, so Ultimate Price becomes very good here. Self-Inflicted Wound is reasonable, but it may not be better than the removal spells he's already playing. So we'll see Ultimate Price come in. Crux of Fate, actually, in this matchup is also pretty interesting because Nathan's got a good variety of dragons and non-dragons. So the card can really miss. I don't know how many things John actually wants to board in. He'll probably board in some of these extra removal spells like the Self-Inflicted Wounds, the Crux of Fate, perhaps even things like Ugin, just because he has things to board out. Fleece mainline is really quite bad in this matchup.
Yeah, I think it's one of the first cards to go.
Yeah,
he's
got 4.
Very much.
So I do think some of these other things come in, but the Ultimate Prices are the only ones that look excellent to me here.
On Fabilenia's side, he has got 3 Nylea's Disciple, 2 Destructive Revelry, 2 Display of Dominance, 2 Rending Volley, 2 Nissa World Waker, a copy of Roast. Actually, he's got a couple main deck copies of Roast this weekend, and then 3 Seismic Ruptures. I think you can expect to see at least the 3rd copy of Roast in the deck.
Yeah, you got to answer Siege Rhinos. You want to make sure Remember, John's plan is to play a Courser and then just trade with you for a while. Maybe Siege Rhino's good. It's not the powerhouse here. Courser is actually, where Nathan is concerned, Courser is a bigger threat to him than Siege Rhino, which is kind of interesting. And so because of that, there's a chance that Nathan goes to a copy of Destructive Revelry.
Okay. Don't need both, probably, but one is probably okay.
There's only 3 Coursers, but it's very important to not let John get Coursers.
Okay. We'll talk about SCG Game Night here before game number 2. We got the next 3 months lined up for you guys. Too late to sign up for May, obviously, as we're almost halfway through. Actually, we're over halfway through the month. Excuse me. Time flies when you're doing this coverage stuff for a living. But you can get the B if you do go to your local game night. Might be a little late to sign up for June, but if you do, you get, well, I know it's your favorite one, the bunny.
This is the bunny token, so they have that in June. This guy's adorable. He's definitely, sitting there, gonna get some carrots.
Scheming.
Scheming.
He was a schemer. He had plans.
Well, I just picture there's this audience of lots of little bunnies looking at him right now.
Well, you can kind of see them in the artwork. Like, there are some bunny ears near the 1/1. Like, there's definitely like a little audience down there.
Yeah.
You can't totally make it out, but you can see some ears there. That's what's going on. He's leading the charge.
And next month is pretty good as well. This is our Piglet token.
Now, you can certainly still sign up for this. So if you guys are not signed up for game night yet, or your store doesn't have it, get in touch with your tournament organizer who can get in touch with Star City Games Organized Play and get access to this Piglet token and Piglet pin. It's just a way to have friendly, fun, casual play in your store and get some cool prizes as well. StarCityGames.com/game night for more information as we get ready for game number 2 here between Dagrons and Siege Rhinos. Nathan Fabilenia is 1 game away from being the champion. It's been a good weekend for Green-Red in Magic across the world, and we'll see if Fabilenia can get another game here and be the champion here in Dallas.
Yeah, up a game, number 1 seed. John's gonna have to win 1 first on the play, then on the draw.
John Lim has been very impressive every time we've seen him on camera. That's the first time he's had some mana issues. His play's been really good, but his deck did not cooperate as he did mulligan to 6 there and only had 2 lands. So we'll see if Obzon Control can actually interact and play a game here. It's certainly capable of beating the Green Red Dragons deck, but truth be told, it's capable of beating anything. That's why the deck is so good.
Yeah, I mean, and you get that from a deck that runs 4 Thoughtseize, 4 Obzon Charm, and 4 Heroes Downfall. There's such versatile answers against just about any strategy, and then you have complement that with 4 Siege Rhino, which is a threat that's good against just about any strategy. It's hard to find a spot where the deck would just truly be bad.
I'll shake hands. Good sportsmanship here as they'll take a look at their next 7 cards, see if both players can keep 7. Some fresh faces in our feature match area here. One of them's going to walk away as the champion. Lim's going to give a thumbs up. He's keeping his hand. Fabilenia, we'll see if he wants to keep his. He does not. The Spurs fan will send it back. Chris Van Meter is chiming in on Twitter. It's unclear who he's rooting for.
Yep.
It's very unclear.
Think about John's game plan. It's trading, using cards like Courser and to a lesser extent Rhino to maybe create some card advantage, and then closing with Elspeth.
That's the plan of this deck, and it's been a good plan for a pretty long time now. frustrating one to play against at times.
Yeah, well, I think sometimes the strategy has been trickier. There have been metagames where Elspeth has really not been a closer. Against blue decks, Elspeth is a pretty weak planeswalker right now, especially decks that are playing cards like Silumgar, the Drifting Death. But as we've gotten into more of these green Death Mist Raptor decks, Elspeth has once again turned into 6 mana, control the board.
Yeah, and Patrick Chapin's article this week on Star Citi's Premium that went up last Monday, the name of the article is Time to Play Elspeth. So unsurprising that the Innovator was ahead of the game and saying, hey, right now people should be casting Elspeth, and it has been insane every time it's been cast on camera. It's just been a huge backbreaker.
You see Abzan Aggro is the most popular deck at the moment. I mean, Elspeth is the card to play against them.
Lim is going to start off with a Temple of Malady, a little scry. We'll see where the top card goes here. You talked about Destructive Revelry. If Fabilenia has one in hand.
Yeah, it has come in. Looks like he's a little long on lands.
He's going to start with a Forest, pass the turn back. Lim scry to the bottom, so he'll draw here. Copy of Bile Blight. There's a Temple of Silence, so he gets to scry again.
Yeah, John's going to be happy trading land drops for a while. He does have more sources of card advantage than the green-red dragons. The one thing that can get him is when they start trading kill spells for creatures, there's a lot of incidental damage that John can take. 3 damage off Thunderbreak Regions, 2 damage off Thought Seizes, sometimes 4 damage off a Stormbreath Dragon if you don't have the answer immediately.
That might be actually 2 copies of Destructive Revelry along with a Courser.
And there was a danger boarding in both of them, and this would be it. I mean, this Thought Seize is excellent right now.
Yeah, I see probably just taking Courser, leave you with the Revelries, and I'm not entirely sure if John even has a Courser in his hand. If he doesn't, that means that Nathan's hand has no action.
If he does have a Courser, he might not even play it.
Yeah. Carry out of the draw, that's going to come in. I think we'll see the Rugged Highlands too.
So Nathan has mana and nothing else at the moment. So now the pressure's on John to have a threat.
Yep.
As long as the threat's not an enchantment, it should be just fine.
Fleece main line the draw. A little surprised to see that after board.
Yeah, me as well.
There's Llanowar Waste. Here's the line. Pass that turn back.
The line will be okay here. Remember that Nathan's deck is a deck that, at least at game 1, boasts 4 Draconic Roars. I mean, some of those have probably come out.
Genesis Hydra was the draw. If I'm Nathan, I'm not casting it. Yeah, I like this. Just wait. You need to get a big Genesis Hydra if you can do it for 4, 5, or 6. Just something big.
Yeah, there you go. John actually playing along with Nathan's game plan did draw Courser that turn. You see, he is not going to play it.
I wouldn't play it either. Roast the draw. Can't cast that one. 5 mana available for the Fleece main line to go monstrous. I'm okay with the Genesis Hydra now.
Yep. And I like, Genesis Hydra on 4. There's an argument for waiting 1 more turn because then it will outclass the Fleece main line, but I think the line's enough pressure by itself that you need to cast Genesis Hydra.
So Hydra's going to be for 4 here. A little bit of a question on exactly how this does work. It says, when you cast Genesis Hydra, reveal the top cards of your library. You may put a non-land permanent card with converted mana cost X or less from among them on the battlefield. So we'll find out what the question is here. And it looks like John is okay. Maybe a little bit of a brain fart. Let's take a look at these 4.
Well, it's interesting. When you play blue, you actually have to know how this card works because you actually can't counter the card that comes off of the Genesis Hydra. It's put into play by a trigger.
Correct. Elvish Mystic was the find. Not all that exciting.
A bit of a miss for Nathan. Was hoping to have more. But he gets a 4/4 out of the deal.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world.
We're getting very close to Elspeth time for John, though. And he's still at 18.
Fleece main line going to go monstrous on Nathan's end step. John drew a copy of Siege Rhino, and here's our Crux of Fate to kill everything.
That's big.
It doesn't kill Fleece main line, of course, because it's indestructible. Pass that turn back.
That's all of Nathan's cards, except for those 2 Destructive Revelries and a Roast. Even the Spirit Dragon's the draw, but there's no dragons in Nathan's graveyard.
No. Nathan's hand is horrible.
Well, I don't want to say it's over sideboarding. I actually like having a Destructive Revelry in my hand, and maybe I like it enough that I want to run 2, and just I'm really disappointed that this multi-6 had both Revelries.
Yeah, that's the issue. And the Roast has no target right now either.
Yeah.
And even if Roast kills a Siege Rhino in this situation, which I think John is going to cast, well, Siege Rhino gets to deal its 3 no matter what, so it's almost like you've already drawn a card.
Never a bad time for Siege Rhino. Even when your opponent has a card printed to answer Siege Rhino in their hand, it's still a good draw.
Rose should just be a picture of someone killing a Siege Rhino. That's what I would have commissioned for the art.
They should just be like, this is what you do with this.
Yeah. And there it goes. Now, finally, a Thunderbreak Regent.
And remember, he can buy that one back with the Haven of the Spirit Dragon as well. That said, he's pretty far behind.
To say the least.
Yeah, it's tricky. John, he's going to attack through. I mean, I don't think Nathan can't block.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. He can block and just lose his creature. This is Elspeth now. Yeah, this one's probably a wrap.
Both games here have featured the player on the draw mulling to 6 and not really putting up of a fight. In John's situation, he kept 2 lands and got stuck on 2. In Nathan's situation, he kept a land heavy end with some conditional removal. And John used Thoughtseize to just play around all the cards in Nathan's hand.
Yeah. John has never cast that Courser Crucifix, no reason to, and Nathan's going to concede the game. So John Lim and Nathan Fabilenia are going to play a third game here. Abzan Control and Green Red Dragons. They might go back to the board, we'll see, but both these games have been very straightforward. Very, very straightforward games. You see John very quickly sideboard something. Nathan's going to go back to the drawing board. So our last thing that we will talk about for today will be Grand Prix Charlotte. If you guys have not seen the video for that, we're going to play it for you now so you can get more information about a huge tournament Star City Games is running June 12th through the 14th.
On June 12th through 14th, StarCityGames.com proudly presents Grand Prix Charlotte, and this event is going to be huge. For the first time ever, StarCityGames.com is offering 4 registration tiers to customize your Grand Prix experience: Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Platinum. And with our Show Up and Play free registration, you won't have to wait in a check-in line to get your rewards. Players who opt in for the Bronze tier will receive an exclusive Noble Hierarch playmat, Gristlebrand GP promo, and 1 month of StarCityGames.com Premium. At the Silver tier, you'll receive everything included at the Bronze level: an 80-count pack of Noble Hierarch card sleeves, your SCG Premium upgraded from 1 month to 3, along with a voucher good for a free 8-player on-demand side event. And what's better than Silver? Gold, of course. Our Gold tier gives you everything included in Silver, but includes a second 80-count pack of Noble Hierarch sleeves, a Noble Hierarch deck box, an exclusive Noble Hierarch collectible pin, upgrades your SCG Premium time to 6 months, plus a set of all-new collectible trading cards featuring the faces of SCG Live: Cedric Phillips, Patrick Sullivan, and Matthias Hunt. The Gold tier also includes a sleep-in special, letting you skip Saturday morning's player meeting as long as you have 1 or more buys, along with the ability to pick up all of your registration rewards at any point during the weekend. But nothing shines brighter than Platinum, and those who opt for our Platinum tier will receive everything within the Gold tier, along with a second 8-player side event voucher, a second Noble Hierarch deck box, a third 80-count pack of Noble Hierarch sleeves, an upgraded voucher good for an entire year of SCG Premium, plus a set of those all-new SCG Live collectible trading cards in both foil and non-foil. It also comes with a VIP badge and lanyard, an SCG water bottle, access to our exclusive VIP lounge featuring water stations with unlimited refills, phone and electronics charging stations, a dedicated concierge, and private pairings boards. Don't want to play in the main event? Pick up an Infinite Challenge badge. These 1-day and 3-day badges let you play in as many challenge events that you want for one low price. The 1-day badge comes with a free 8-player side event voucher, while the 3-day Infinite Challenge badge comes with 2 free 8-player side event vouchers and the exclusive GP Charlotte Noble Hierarch playmat. Want to get your hands on some more packs of those sweet Noble Hierarch sleeves? Grand Prix Charlotte will give you plenty of chances to do so. On Friday at 11 a.m., 1 p.m., and 3 p.m., Grand Prix Charlotte will offer 3 Dragons of Tarkir Sealed Spectacular events. If you like value, these events are for you. For just $20, every player who participates in a Sealed Spectacular will receive an 80-count pack of Noble Hierarch sleeves, 4 Dragons of Tarkir, and 2 Fate Reforged booster packs with which to build their decks, plus have a shot at winning tons of additional prizes. Additional packs of Noble Hierarch sleeves will also be awarded to each of Friday's Grand Prix trial winners and every player who enters the Super Sunday series. Looking to score more exclusive Noble Hierarch deck boxes? Winning any 8-player on-demand side event will get you one all weekend long. No GP is complete without special guests, and we have plenty joining us at Grand Prix Charlotte. From 4 to 6 p.m. on Friday, come meet and greet SCG Live broadcasters Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan. This is open to everyone and a perfect opportunity for Gold and Platinum tier registrants to get their SCG Live trading card signed. From 6 to 8 p.m., come say hello to the Dragon Master Brian Kibler and the author of both Next Level Magic and Next Level Deck Building, the innovator himself, Patrick Chapin. A number of Magic's most popular artists will be joining us, including our 2 guests of honor, Therese Nielsen and Volkan Baga. Therese has illustrated some of the game's most iconic cards, including Force of Will and Eternal Witness, while Volkan is coming all the way from Germany ready to sign your Mox Opals, Siege Rhinos, Snapcaster Mages, and more. Artists Noah Bradley, Clint Kearley, Eric Deschamps, Jason A. Engel, Mark Poole, and RK Post will also be in attendance, along with cosplayer extraordinaire Christine Sprankle, showing off her brand new Noble Hierarch costume. Can't make it to Grand Prix Charlotte? You can still be a part of the show. Tune in to SCG Live for live coverage of the main event all weekend long with your hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan. And join the discussion on social media using the hashtag GPCharlotte. On June 12th through 14th, StarCityGames.com presents Grand Prix Charlotte, and you're invited to the party. Pre-register today at StarCityGames.com/GPCharlotte, and we'll see you there.
June 12th through the 14th. We hope to see you guys there at Grand Prix Charlotte. Pick up some of our sweet trading cards.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah,
Duh.
that's sweet.
Yeah, get some of our sweet trading cards. Trade all your Patricks for Cedrics and Matthias's. Duh. We're underway here in the finals. Fabilenia versus Lim. It's game number 3.
All right, both players this time on 7, looking for a good fight. The first 2 have been one-sided. Both players on 7 have high expectations.
I just want to see a good game.
Yeah.
These games back and forth, they haven't been bad. It's just been bloodbaths either way. Let's see a good interactive game 3. Both players keep 7 cards. Let's do this.
Well, it looks like there's no mana accelerants on the Green Red Dragon side, so we're getting into this mid-range card advantage fight. That's going to favor John right now. The fact we're, the idea of let's smash 4-drop creatures and 3-drop removal spells into each other. I mean, Rhino, Downfall, and Abzan Charm are ready to play that.
It's an Elvish Mystic. Ooh, there's no 4th land. Fabilenia had a Xenagos.
Oh, I hope Nathan gets to play, though. I want a contest.
There's a Plains off of the Windswept Heath, maybe, for John Lim. We'll find out. He will go with the Plains. We might see an Abzan Charm. Hero's Downfall. Who knows here?
Well, Abzan Charm would actually make him have to discard on his turn, unless perhaps. He can get a turn to play. Okay, if he has a play, yeah, Abzan Charm's fine.
He can play Bileblade, I guess.
Yeah.
That's fine.
If Nathan didn't play a land, I'm actually okay killing the elf.
Crux of Fate was the draw. I think we got a Siege Rhino coming.
Never a bad time, especially when your opponent misses a land drop. This is a great card to punish him for it.
Yep. 22-17. Fabilenia, draw land. You did.
All right. Game continues. Fabilenia down a turn. Looks like he has a couple copies of Atarka in his hand. Many dragons, Thunderbreak, Stormbreath, Crater's Claws, all at the ready.
Here comes the Rhino. Thunderbreak Region able to be cast thanks to Haven of the Spirit Dragon, providing a little bit of mana fixing.
Remember, in the fight of let's both play some 4-drops, though, no, the Rhino is the king.
Nobody does it better than Abzan.
It's just Siege Rhino. No one, it's not even just Abzan, it's just Siege Rhino.
It's a heck of a card. Do we have a second one?
Oh, boy.
It's unclear. It's unclear.
No one does a second 4-drop better than Siege Rhino again.
It's going to be an Abzan Charm. The trigger, of course, Thunderbreak Region. That's going to go upstairs over to John Lim. So he'll have to take 3 to kill that. There's a Temple of Silence. Top card. Staying on top. Kick it back.
Can Nathan hit another land? He's going to need it if he wants Storm Breath.
Manic Influence is the draw. That's a 5th land.
Hits it. A little bit of a price. John has not been a team player, has not put an Urborg down. So Nathan will be paying for that mana.
Could be Stormbreath Dragon time. A couple of Crater's Claws over there in Fabilenia's hand, too. He needs another one. He needs another mana to be able to Crater's Claw away. That's Siege Rhino.
Yeah, Stormbreath Dragon has the potential to block Siege Rhino. It has protection from white. Now, we know John Lim has a Crux of Fate. That can name just dragons. Get that guy off the board.
4 mana. Xenagos.
All right.
Making a Satyr token, perhaps, here.
Interesting choice here.
There's Manic Influence. Pass the turn back.
I do suppose Rhino can't actually kill Xenagos this turn as long as John's willing to chump. He'll put Xenagos down to 1. It's not unreasonable. Then Xenagos gets to make a Satyr and a Stormbreath Dragon. And if everything goes his way, you could kill Siege Rhino.
Yep. There's Hero's Downfall.
Yeah. Interesting sequencing by John. So had he just downfalled the Xenagos, Nathan probably would not have blocked with the Satyr. So he did the play that way so that he would get the Satyr with the Rhino instead of 4 of Nathan's life points.
I wonder if Nathan's okay with that exchange. I think I would be.
Yeah, I mean, it's close. The part is that it puts the decision in John's hands, so John gets to do which one he deems better.
Rugged Highlands with the draw. I was really hoping for that land to enter the battlefield untapped, gaining a life. It's a consolation prize. I think it's Dragon time now.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed with Nathan. I mean, you traded a Satyr with a Hero's Downfall.
I'm really happy with that.
I suppose you traded a Xenagos with a Hero's Downfall.
I'm still happy with that. That's
Yeah,
one
I'm
less
happy with
answer.
that too.
That's one less answer for Stormbreath Dragon.
Remember, there are multiple Atarkas hanging out and a Crater's Claws. Nathan has a hand of powerful spells. He is set up for the mid-range fight.
Block. Protection from white.
And I wonder if John suspects an Atarka, he may hold this Crux of Fate for a bit.
I cast it now. This is a bit of a misstep here because this means he missed out on those points of damage.
Yeah, destroying non-dragons. Yes, so that's 4
You
extra
see,
points for Nathan.
He knows it. Yep. He just realized his mistake. See if Nathan can capitalize.
Nathan either will have the land for Atarka
He
or...
just peeled it.
Yeah, so... Yeah, and I think if John... It's interesting, right? Because now he definitely would have wished he had the Crux back in his hand.
Yep.
Atarka will kill Rhino, and he could have Cruxed both of them.
Yep. That could be a finals losing mistake.
I mean, the skill here of this trading game for John is about sequencing your removal and like getting the most out of your removal. And I think with that Hero's Downfall and this Crux of Fate, John hasn't done that yet.
Pass the turn back. Atarka takes care of the Siege Rhino. Fabilenia is at 11. Lim is at 19. He has an Elspeth. Elspeth is going to kill this Atarka as it ticks down.
It's okay. I believe there's another Atarka at the ready to kill Elspeth back.
Yep.
John Lim down to 1 card. Nathan has 2. His are Atarka and Crater's Claws.
They
Draws
have a
land.
forest.
All right, they're casting the rares into each other. I mean, if the Atarka kills Elspeth and John doesn't kill the Atarka back immediately, he may just be dead on the spot.
Make him peel. Like John Lim has a land in his hand, and if he doesn't, he needs to draw something like right now. Atarka does not take long to close at all.
I mean, with untapped land, Nathan actually just deals 19.
Well, that was a good draw.
And there's another Elspeth. All right, so Atarka answers Elspeth, answers Atarka, and answered by Elspeth.
Oh,
There's a theme.
There is a bit of a theme. Let's see what the draw is now. Another land.
So, yeah, had John not had the Atarka, had not had the Elspeth, this would have been a swing, I believe, for just lethaling. Crater's Claws dealing so much damage.
All right, rebuy.
Start him over. And actually, because of the ability on Atarka, I don't... Oh, interesting. He's going to go with Stormbreath Dragon.
Yeah, I prefer to go to Stormbreath Dragon and get this thing off the table. Plus, Stormbreath Dragon's a pretty hard card to answer. Obzon Charm's not an out or anything like that. I actually like this quite a bit. Also, you get to open yourself up for the monstrosity on Stormbreath Dragon and Crater's Claws.
Yeah,
I
deals
like
just
doing
about
this.
as much... And you're right, once you talk about the monstrosity on it, it deals just about as much damage as Atarka.
Yeah.
This is... I like the line here from Nathan.
You just want to get Elspeth. You want to get Elspeth off the table right now. And we're going to use Crater's Claws to get off the table. Okay, so he's going to use Claws to get it off the table, and then Stormbreath Dragon's going to upstairs. I'm not sure I'm in love with that use of Crater's Claws. Crater's Claws can deal a lot more damage than that.
When you have this much mana, Crater's Claws is certainly a commodity.
There's a land over ways past the turn back.
All right, John's going to have one draw here to get an answer to Stormbreath Dragon.
I think you just move in with Monstrosity. Well, it depends on what the draw is, but if the draw isn't great, I think you just move in on Monstrosity. We'll see.
It's 8 damage, 1 from the dragon. Its ability, 7 more from the dragon.
This was a good draw. This is an attack for 8.
Well, it's actually interesting. It depends what you're trying to play around, actually. So if you believe John has nothing, Monstrosity is a faster clock there. I mean, John plays things like Crux of Fate, but he'll need it now. 2 Storm Breaths.
He's reaching for mana.
Is it if he hits Elspeth? No.
He found an Obzon Charm. This allows for some redraws here. He's going to draw 2.
He has a Crux of Fate to draw 2.
Yeah.
It's there. Yeah, just saying, it's there.
The Fabiano slow roll.
And are we still playing? Only John knows right now.
There's a Windswept Teeth. Pass the turn back.
he would need 2 heroes downfalls.
Back
Nathan
attack.
just swings. John kills 1, and Nathan Monstrosity's the other.
BioBlight.
Okay. That buys him a turn.
Yep.
Both the dragons are going to become 1/1s. All right, so, well,
He's going to downfall the one that goes monstrous. Yeah, this buys him a
Yep.
turn. He goes down to 4.
now, hold on. If Nathan had Monstrosity,
The one that was targeted by BioBlight.
the one that was targeted by BioBlight, no, then John could he could let the BioBlight, he could let it resolve. No, it would still be fine.
Yeah,
he would let it.
he still gets to
he'd
play
be
another
okay.
turn. So he doesn't die. He gets another draw.
Takes 1, loses both cards. All right, now we are just into top deck mode. Nathan has a card. We don't know what that one is. John down to 3. He took 1 off the Monstrosity ability. No, he took none off the Monstrosity. He just took 1 off the dragon.
He needs a removal spell. Take a look. Pass the turn back. Let's see what Fabilenia draws. He still has 1 card in his hand. That's another copy of Stormbreath Dragon. I don't know if there's a way out of
that
this
one's
one.
not going to work. He drew Ultimate Price was the draw for John Lim, but that will not do it.
Nathan Fabilenia is your Standard Open champion here in Dallas with green-red dragons. Takes down John Lim 2-1. We wanted a good 3rd game. We got one.
Yeah, and that's just what you see in this matchup. The trading game that Dobson wants to play and that John did play does get rid of nearly all of Nathan's threats, but the issue is that because Nathan's cards have haste, because they are Thunderbreak regions, every time he loses a trade or isn't right on time, it costs him in life points. And he got low enough where just one too many of the threats had haste, and John ran out of life points.
You think about that Crux of Fate earlier in the game from John, where he may have missed out on some points of damage, or maybe if he held it longer, he would have been able to take care of a couple of dragons. And then for Nathan, that game was kind of, going the way he wanted it to. Wasn't in love with the use of Creator's Clause. I think Creator's Clause would have made that game a lot easier had he had it. But either way, we know who our champion is. We know who's headed to the sideboard with Ken Crocker, who's getting $5,000, 25 Open Series points, and invite to our Season 2 Invitational. That is Nathan Fabilenia with green-red dragons. Chris Van Meter, eat your heart out, buddy. This deck is back.
Yeah,